Have you ever been streaming your favorite show only to get hit with the dreaded buffering wheel? Or maybe you tried to access a movie only available in another country, but Netflix or Hulu caught on and blocked you. If you've ever thought, maybe I need a VPN, then you're not alone. But here's the real question. Should you pay for a VPN like IPVanish, or is a free VPN good enough? At first glance, free might sound like a no-brainer. After all, why pay for something when there's a free version available? But, like with most things in life, you usually get what you pay for. So let's dig in and see if it's actually worth paying for better streaming. What is a VPN and why do you need one for streaming? So before we get into the showdown between IPVanish and free VPNs, let's quickly go over what a VPN actually does and why it matters for streaming. A VPN, or virtual private network, creates a secure connection between your device and the internet. Instead of connecting directly to a website or streaming service, your internet traffic gets routed through a VPN server in a different location. This means websites and apps don't see your real IP address. They see the VPN server's IP instead. Now, this is a big deal when it comes to streaming. Ever tried watching a show that's only available in another country? Well, a VPN can make it look like you're browsing from that country, unlocking content that you normally wouldn't have access to. It also protects your privacy by encrypting your internet traffic, so your browsing habits aren't easily tracked by your internet service provider or advertisers. But here's the catch. Not all VPNs work the same way. Some are great for streaming, while others are painfully slow, unreliable, or even risky to use. That's why the choice between a free VPN and a paid service like IPVanish is such a big deal. The problem with free VPNs. Free VPNs sound great in theory, but once you start using them, the cracks start to show. They come with a ton of limitations, and if you're serious about streaming, they can be more trouble than they're actually worth. Slow speeds and data limits. Now, one of the biggest issues with free VPNs is speed, or rather, the lack of speed. Streaming needs a fast and stable connection, but free VPNs usually throttle speeds to save bandwidth. Since tons of people are using the same free servers, the network gets crowded and the result is buffering, lag, and an overall frustrating experience. Many free VPNs also slap strict data limits on. Some cap you at just a few hundred megabytes per day, which isn't even enough for a single episode of a show in HD. Others let you stream for a short time before cutting you off unless you pay for an upgrade. So while you might get lucky with a free VPN for some light browsing, it's not a reliable option for streaming. Streaming blocks and VPN detection. If you've ever tried using a free VPN to access Netflix, Hulu, or Disney+, you've probably run into the dreaded VPN detected error. That's because streaming platforms actively block VPN traffic, and free VPNs just don't have the resources to keep up with these restrictions. Paid VPNs like IPVanish constantly update their server IPs and use advanced methods to get around these blocks. Free VPNs, on the other hand, just don't have the funding or the technology to stay ahead of these restrictions. So even if you do manage to find a free VPN that works today, there's no guarantee that it'll work tomorrow. Security risks and privacy issues. Here's where free VPNs get really sketchy. So VPNs are supposed to protect your privacy, but many free VPNs do the exact opposite. Since they aren't making money from subscriptions, they need to make money some other way, and that usually means selling your data. Some free VPNs track your browsing activity and sell it to advertisers. Others bombard you with ads, which is not only annoying, but could also be a security risk. Worst of all, some free VPNs have been caught injecting malware into users' devices. So instead of protecting your data, they're actually putting you at risk. At the end of the day, using a free VPN is a gamble. You might get lucky and find one that works for light browsing, but for streaming, privacy, and security, it's a pretty bad deal. Why IPVanish is worth it. So now that we've covered the downsides of free VPNs, let's talk about why a paid VPN like IPVanish is worth considering, especially if streaming is your main priority. Fast, reliable speeds with no data caps. Now, unlike free VPNs that throttle speeds, IPVanish is built for high-speed performance. They have a huge network of servers, which means less congestion and a smoother streaming experience. You won't have to deal deal with endless buffering, and since there are no data caps, you can stream as much as you want without worrying about hitting a limit. Unblocks streaming services consistently. IPVanish actively works to stay ahead of streaming service blocks. They refresh their IP address regularly, which makes it much harder for Netflix, Hulu, and other platforms to detect and block them. So instead of constantly getting the VPN detected error, you actually get to watch the content that you want. Strong security and true privacy. With IPVanish, your data is actually safe. They follow a strict no logs policy, meaning that they don't track or store what you do online. Everything you do while connected stays private. They also use top-tier encryption, so even your internet provider can't see your activity. More server locations for more streaming options. The more servers a VPN has, the more locations you can access. IPVanish has thousands of servers in dozens of countries, so whether you want to watch BBC iPlayer from the US or access Netflix Japan, you have way more options than with a free VPN. Multiple device connections. One of the best things about IPVanish is that you can use it on multiple devices at the same time. If you have a phone, laptop, tablet, or smart TV, you can connect them all under the same account without paying extra. Free VPNs often limit you to just one connection at a time, or charge you to add more devices. How to get started with IPVanish and pricing breakdown. Are you ready to stop dealing with buffering, blocked content, and privacy risks? If so, just click the link down below in the description to get started with IPVanish today. Setting it up is super quick and easy. All you need to do is click that link down below and choose an account and sign up for IPVanish. So like I said, just click the link down in the description and choose a subscription that fits your budget. IPVanish offers some flexible pricing options depending on how long you want to commit. Step 2, download and install the app. So once you've signed up, download the IPVanish app on your device. It works on practically everything: Windows, Mac, iOS, Android, Fire TV, and even some smart TVs and routers. Step 3, connect to a server. Open the app, log in, and pick a server. Want to watch Netflix US from outside the country? Select the US server. Need to unlock BBC iPlayer? Connect to a UK server. IPVanish makes it easy to switch between servers so you can find the fastest connection for whatever platform you're using. And step 4, start streaming. Once connected, open up your streaming app like Netflix, Hulu, or Disney Plus and start watching. If one server doesn't work, simply switch to another. It usually only takes a few seconds. No more VPN detected errors or endless buffering. So now let's talk about pricing, because while IPVanish is a paid service, it's actually pretty affordable considering the value that you're getting. So here's how their plans compare. So if you go ahead and click the link down below in the description, it'll bring you to this page right here where you can click on subscribe now to go ahead and look at their 3 different plans. So they have a monthly plan, a 12-month plan, and a 24-month plan. The monthly plan is $12.99 per month, which is pretty expensive, but if you opt for even just the 12-month plan, that's going to come down to $3.33 per month. The 24-month gives you the best savings at $2.19 per month, and the 24-month and the 12-month plan both come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can go ahead and try it out and see if it's going to be the right plan for you. So just go ahead and click the link down below in the description to get started with IPVanish today. So the 2-year plan is hands down the best deal. If you're planning to stream regularly or you want long-term privacy protection, it's a no-brainer. Why it's worth it? Think about it this way. If you've ever been stuck staring at the buffering wheel in the middle of a crucial scene, or missed out on a show because it's not available in your country, paying $2.19 per month for a fast, reliable streaming is a small price to pay. That's basically the cost of a coffee or a pack of gum each month, and way more useful. Plus, the ability to unlock content from around the world without worrying about slow speeds and privacy issues, that's really hard to beat. So stop dealing with blocked content and slow speeds. Click the link in the description, grab the best deal, and start streaming today without limits. So is paying for a VPN worth it for streaming? If you're serious about streaming, then a paid VPN like IPVanish is absolutely worth it. Free VPNs might work in a pinch, but they come with too many limitations to be reliable. Slow speeds, data caps, streaming blocks, and security risks all add up to a frustrating experience. On the other hand, IPVanish gives you fast, reliable connections, unlimited data, and access to streaming services without constant interruptions. Plus, you get real privacy and security, which is something free VPNs just can't guarantee. So if you're tired of buffering, blocked content, and sketchy free VPNs, it might be the time to upgrade to a VPN that actually works. So what do you think? Have you tried using a free VPN for streaming? Did it work or was it a nightmare? Let us know down in the comments. And if you want to get started with IPVanish, then you'll find a link for it down in the description below. Now, this is an affiliate link, which means that we earn a small commission when you use it at no extra cost to you. And these commissions really help support the channel and allow us to continue to create free content just like this. So if you end up using it, we thank you so much in advance. Now, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. Here on this channel, we cover everything from VPNs and cybersecurity to how to stay safe online in detailed product comparisons, so be sure to subscribe. But other than that, thank you for watching, and we'll see you here in the next video.